term people of color is used to portray the meaning of race of people who are not of the lineage of what we consider as European. And this is a distorted perspective. If there is such thing as people of color, it implies there are such thing as people of no color. If you can see things as they are with minimal distortion, then you can see that the European race is not one, but there are multiple different races with different genetic traits. Then you can see various hair colors as well as various skin colors. It is not just white. Some are more pink, some are more yellow, some are more bronze, some are more pale. There is no race that can be considered as colorless. This implied concept of division is useful for the dark forces to manipulate and shape people's perception into what they wish. The dark forces are the master of psychology. They understand the weakness and strength of each race. For example, for those considered by many as white race, they know one of the weaknesses is guilt at this time. So the dark forces use what happened in the past between people, such as trying to gain control of another race or tribe of people against their will, or any act that involves trying to control and change others against their will. The dark force knows that some races who consider themselves as people of color, their current weakness can be derived from tendency to compare oneself with others and view oneself as inferior or unworthy, or seeking for the cause of the seeming misfortune of the self from outside rather than from within, which becomes a source of blame or holding onto grudge for something that happened in the past, which also goes hand in hand with seeking changes from others rather than the self, for the desired improvement on the self or for the desired improved experience for the self. This also is the source of vengeful thinking. But the truth is, all of these things are not strictly unique characteristics of one specific race. All humans are capable of violence and negative thoughts and behaviors. No one's hand is fully clean. The maturity comes from acknowledging that we are all in this together to learn to love each other and to love ourselves as who we are. The maturity comes from noticing that there are dark forces who are trying to completely subdue the humanity as a whole through poking at weaknesses of each race, manipulating people to lose love and choose conflict. The true change that most people want, which is a harmonious world with peace, can only be created if we, every race of people, learn to love other races and the self. When you are holding on to negative emotions such as guilt, shame, self-unworthiness, vengeance, it becomes harder to make a logically ideal choices. Then to be able to make logically ideal choices, we must free ourselves from negative thought patterns that existed for thousands of years. We can free ourselves by loving all beings, including oneself, fully. And we can do that through forgiveness. And that must come from seeking changes within oneself. It's not about demanding changes from others. It's about loving others even when they don't choose to change and focusing on the change in the self. Then we can truly start creating harmonious society without pointing fingers at each other, focusing on how we can improve our life together through changing our own self. So let's free ourselves from the artificially suggested, divisive concept deceptively contained in terms such as the people of color and start seeing that we are all on the same team.